In this video, I will show 4 Pokemon that I want to eat that would be fun to kill, cook, and then eat. So here we have a Magnemite. They are made out of metal. I am assuming iron, so they are magnetic. I am also assuming the metal shell is like an exoskeleton, so they don't have an internal skeleton, but it's possible on the inside they are filled with blood and meat. If you kill one and crack it open, you could probably roast the meat inside the metal shell, then just scoop it right out and eat it. Next, we take Weezing. What we got here is 2 heads attached together, and this third ball at the bottom that's not a head but just a ball. Maybe that's where the stomach is and it shits out of there. I don't know. The way this Pokemon is structured makes it very inviting to cut the 2 heads apart. I don't know if separated like that, the 2 heads can actually live apart or both will die. But I would also chop away the smaller ball at the bottom. I guess you can cook and eat the heads, but you could collect those little balls and make snacks out of them. It's funny to just cut off that smaller third ball and then let the Weezing go and see how long it survives without it. This body structure also puts a natural hole through the creature, where you can put a dog collar through and a leash. Next we have Geodude. Yeah, he looks like a rock, but I will assume it's actually some kind of silicon-based exoskeleton. If it was pure stone, how could it be pliable enough to move around? The obvious thing to do here is to chop off Geodude's arms just for fun and leave the body head to die. You can also roast it inside the exoskeleton, then scoop the meat out and eat it. At last we come to Girafarig. You can slaughter an entire Girafarig and to eat it, or you could go for the tail. You can see that its tail is actually a head that will bite at anyone approaching from behind. It defends Girafarig's ass, so what you need to do is chop off that second head. A Girafarig, I assume, can probably live without it, so you chop off those tail heads, barbecue them, and eat them. So here are the 4 Pokemon I would eat. I will create a second video eventually with 4 more that either would be fun to eat or I'll just depict funny ways in which they can be mutilated. Now, to be honest, because normally I wouldn't admit this and I would have just left it out, but I have to say that while this is kind of funny, especially the cut-up Weezing, it is sad at the same time because a little bit it reminded me of cruelty to animals. But in reality, despite feeling bad for animals, a person can still end up playing cruel experiments on small creatures like frogs and lizards. and kill mice with traps and poison and slaughter farm animals for food. The Magnemite one looks the saddest because a Magnemite seems like a very special creature. You look at him and you want to go, oh, poor guy.